Every nation that has the power America has collapsed. It's an historical pattern that has never been broken. And here's how it works. In 1971, Ray Dalio watched Nixon end the gold standard and expected the market to crash. Instead, it surged, and he was shocked. So he spent 50 years studying every reserve currency collapse in history to understand why. And here's what he found out. Every great power goes through three phases, no exceptions. It starts with productive debt, when a nation borrows to build things like infrastructure, innovation, and education. And that borrowing creates more wealth than it costs. So the economy grows faster than the debt. And that can make the currency become the global reserve because other nations trust it. And that's exactly what happened in the US after World War II, because America borrowed to build highways, fund research, and expand education. That made the economy boom, which made the US dollar the world's reserve currency. However, that success inevitably leads to phase two, which is unproductive debt. That's when the nation keeps borrowing, but not for building, rather for consumption, military spending, and entitlements. And what happens is that debt grows faster than the economy, which leads to the rich becoming richer, the poor becoming poorer, and intense political division. And I have a full article on this today on my Substack at culturalperspective.com. So, America entered the unproductive debt phase in the 1980s. Then the 2008 housing crisis accelerated it, and the COVID pandemic made it far worse. And now Trump's tax cuts for the rich have put the US debt in excess of $36 trillion. And that has brought us to phase three, deleveraging. That's where debt becomes unsustainable, which causes creditors to lose confidence, and the government either has to raise rates or print more money. But both paths destroy the currency, and this leads other nations to abandon it, and that is when nations fall. And here's the historic pattern. The Spanish real collapsed in the 1600s after Spain funded European wars. The Dutch guilder collapsed in the 1790s after wars drained the treasury. The British pound lost reserve status after two world wars pushed debt to 180% of its GDP. And today, America's debt is 120% of GDP, along with a huge wealth gap and severe political divisions, which tells us the collapse is imminent. But Dalio identified four ways empires can avoid the collapse: austerity, default, printing money, or wealth redistribution. But all four are painful and politically destabilizing, and no nation has ever successfully pulled it off. But the historical pattern of the US is to pull some magic out of the hat and save itself. So, what do you think? Can the United States be the first country to break Dalio's debt cycle? Let us know your thoughts in the comment and join us for more historical pattern analysis at culturalperspective.com.